Welcome to Car Shops and Collections. And today we've got a collection, a massive collection of motorcycles. It's Mecum Motorcycle Auctions. It's Saturday, it's the last day. 2,000 motorcycles, I don't know why I'm whispering, but 2,000 motorcycles have crossed the auction block. And today we're gonna check out some of the ones that sold for top dollar, some ones that take us back to our childhood, some iconic bikes. Look at these, a C. This, the Honda XL 600 takes me back to my childhood. The XR250, that takes me back to my childhood. Product of the 80s. 1983, that was the big boy back in 83 too. 1987, the red, white, and blue, classic look. The big wheel. The big wheel right there.
Wait, do they have a three-wheeler version?
Oh, they've got three-wheelers, but the Yamaha big wheel, dude, these were awesome. It's got the ATV tires.
Yeah.
1987 sold. Yeah, I thought these were so cool. 1974. So a 50cc. Did you ever have one of these?
Well, I was just going to ask you if you had a motorcycle. Growing up, I had a Yamaha 80.
Yeah, the 80. I had a Honda 80. My buddy had it. That was his, and then he got a bigger one. I think it went to 125, and then I got the 80. But I remember like someone had the 50 in the neighborhood. Another Kawasaki down there. Okay, let's go find Greg. He is the director of motorcycles for Mecum Auctions, and he's gonna kind of break down and give us the deep dive on these amazing motorcycles. Everyone, Greg, Mecum Auctions, Director of Motorcycles is the official title.
Yep.
How long have you been with Mecum?
Well, I've been doing this auction. This is the 11th year before that. And I had a hand in building out Mecum's headquarters prior to that, 3 years prior to that. So, you know, I've been around since 2011, motorcycle division since 2014.
All right. Well, this guy knows his stuff. And you were telling me that you think this one is gonna sell for close to $1 million?
This motorcycle could potentially reach the $1 million range.
Wow. Educate us on why this is going to sell for close to $1 million.
Well, it was an uncommonly sophisticated motorcycle for its time. It had overhead cam technology, you know, which didn't exist prior to that in motorcycles. And that technology made them extremely fast. You know, this is a street version. They had a racing version that did very well also. And, you know, they didn't make very many of them, but because of their technological prowess at the time, they have remained very valuable, and they do not come up very often. We sold a board track version back in 2015, I think, for $775,000. It had belonged to Steve McQueen. But I don't think we need the Steve McQueen provenance on this one because they're just so rare, and this one's so good, it's going to go for a lot of money.
That's exciting. What's the excitement like when something like that comes up on the block? The whole room knows what's...
Oh, the room just buzz. You can hear it just like anything else, you know. So, yeah, the buzz just comes up incredibly when you get into that range.
Let's go back.
Sure.
I mean, this is art, is what it is.
It is, yes. Yeah, people are buying art too, you know. So that's, you know, they say fine art is a very good investment. You know, it's recommended to this day, and you know these ancient motorcycles are fine art.
Close to 2,000 bikes were crossing the block this week here in Las Vegas.
Yes, yeah, we're getting up in that neighborhood. I'm not sure what the exact count is. You know, we kind of never close.
Oh yeah, bikes still coming in as you're still taking.
Yes,
bikes?
We're probably pretty much done, but we were still consigning yesterday. So we have the balance here. These guys are working on this very shiny Cleveland, another rare bike. It's a 4-cylinder. But its counterpart is this Henderson in original paint.
1913.
And that, you know, that's going to be $500,000, if not more. So the provenance is so excellent because it's still in its original condition. You know exactly what it is. It wears every year and every mile. Where a restored motorcycle like this, wonderfully restored, tells a different story, and a lot of people respond to that original story.
So you can, so that's all original. That's
It
how,
is, yep.
1913. That's how it was
Yep.
built. And that's what it is today,
Yep.
over 100 years later.
Exactly.
Is this part of someone's? This is all part of someone's personal collection.
The Urban Hirsch collection. He was a motorcycle collector and a private collector. He did not have a museum, but he had over 100 motorcycles, and a whole lot of the memorabilia you see here belonged to him also. And he just had it displayed for his own private pleasure.
Really?
And unfortunately, he passed away this last summer, but he left one heck of a legacy.
Yeah.
And we're promoting the legacy here.
Okay.
Every time we do a collection like this from someone, it's a legacy piece. And it's something for the family to remember, to hold on to. All of our website promotion and the books and stuff, those will all, last in perpetuity to remember
Yeah.
Urban Hirsch III.
We're here before the auction starts at 10. We're shooting this stuff early in the morning. Everything's getting ready. What are these guys doing here going down in front of us? What are they? They're just registering the bikes before
They
auction?
are straightening. We also have a inventory system where there's a QR code to identify what the motorcycle is and where it's located. Like, I can pull out my cell phone and go to Mecum Valet. It's an internal thing, and it will tell me. I can enter a lot number. It'll tell me exactly where on the property it is.
Okay.
So if someone's looking for a motorcycle, I can find it.
Okay.
Because otherwise you would spend a long time walking around.
Yeah, trying to find. Well, I
Yes,
swear I
exactly.
saw that bike somewhere.
Yes.
What are you seeing as far as like the market? Those older 1900 bikes that are going for top dollar, or people
Yeah.
like the 80s?
Yeah,
What's the
well,
hot market right now?
We sold some very expensive 80s sport bikes yesterday, and we'll have some more today. They're doing very well. The 60s and 70s and 80s Japanese motorcycles. That's a graphic that is matured. So there's a lot of disposable income there, so they do very well too. But the old motorcycles like that Cyclone we talked about the Cleveland, people that rode those back in the day, they've been dead for 50 years at least.
Yeah.
But yet they still have the value because they are art.
It is. It is. You and I were talking earlier when I did some stuff for CBS earlier this week, how a lot of people just are buying these bikes and putting them in their house as artwork.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, yeah. Same story. You can fit 6 motorcycles where you can fit one car.
Yeah, exactly. So we're here on the second level at the South Point looking down at the auction behind us, and as we're walking down here, I said to Greg, is there anything that jumps out to you? And he's like, of course, all of them jump out to you.
They all jump out. That's why they're here.
Point out a couple that really grab your attention?
Well, sure. Well, I like a Indian 4-cylinder. That's a nice paint scheme on that. That will be a 6-figure motorcycle without a doubt.
From 1940.
Yes.
These are high dollar bikes you're showing us today.
Yes, but yet, we also always have entry level too. Like this magnificent Kawasaki here from 1983. I think it's aging very well, even though it does say 80s, in its colors and scheme.
A classic.
These
green.
are very reasonable bikes. You probably buy this one for $10,000, but it's a great entry level for the motorcycle collecting world.
When you're, everything started on Wednesday here in Las Vegas?
Yes.
Is there certain levels, like Wednesday kind of, I don't want to say lower ends, but more lower dollar value
It does
on
go by
Wednesday?
value, so yes. The more economically priced motorcycles are earlier in the week, same with the car auctions. But as the auction fills, sometimes there isn't room on Friday or Saturday for a valuable bike, so that might be on Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
So, but that gets people in the room.
Yeah. The Pepsi racer over here?
Yeah.
The Suzuki? There's a cool backstory behind that one, no?
I believe there is.
86.
Yeah, 1986. Look at that color scheme. Doesn't that pop? Yep. Yeah, it's a factory racing bike.
That's cool 80s logo.
And factory racing motorcycles, they come up, but they're not very common because they're usually used up or destroyed by the time, by the time they're obsoleted, they don't always sell them in the secondary market. Sometimes they'll, crush them.
Which is
Just
sad.
to hang on to the technology.
Yeah. Well, Greg, I know you're busy with auctions about to start and you're a busy man, so we're gonna let you go work your magic down there.
Thank you.
But thank you so much for taking the time
Do it again sometime.
Let's do it again next year, absolutely. I think Gene and I will walk around and try to recapture our childhood with some of these bikes. But
Well, I'll do that. There's some up here.
yeah, there's some good stuff. All right, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it.
You bet.
All right, thank you, Greg. So here's some old school 1980s Hondas. 83. Oh, it's a 125. I remember like in the 80s going to, it was, I grew up in Pennsylvania. It was Montgomeryville Cycle Shop. And they had all the three-wheelers and the four-wheelers, and you'd go there and you'd look at them and you'd sit on them. But the coolest thing that when they get the new brochure, and I just take the brochure home and pages of the Honda bikes or the Kawasaki ATVs. I've got a Kawasaki 110 three-wheeler still back at home.
I got one even better than that. So, my brother used to go to the motorcycle shops, and this one place had a deck of cards, and I believe it was Honda.
Yes!
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
and I just flipped through that deck of cards, looking at all the cool motorcycles.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
childhood memory unlocked.
Yeah.
Yes!
I don't know where that deck of cards is.
But literally, Gene FaceTimed his brother, and we're talking about those cards. He's got the deck of cards. Dude! the big red, which we're trying to find today. There's no big reds here at Mecum. Oh my gosh. I forgot they had street bikes in there too.
Yeah.
Dude, this is wild. This is blowing my mind with the fact that we're just talking about this and your brother's got the deck of cards. Yes! There it is, the 250. Hopefully this is like unlocking memories for so many other people. That's the coolest thing ever. Ah, my buddy, my neighbor had an Odyssey. Yes. The Honda Odyssey.
Nice.
One more.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. Yep.
Yeah, there it is, the CR.
Yep.
83, 250. The Kawasaki green with that blue seat and the purple Kawasaki like graffiti in the background. It's just 80s. 80, or 90s, 1993.
Insert edit.
Edit 1993. I got the Kawasaki green right. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, that is very 90s-ish. That's 90s.
Right.
1970. 50cc. That is a tiny bike.
I just imagine a big bear riding that in a circus.
The circus.
In that sphere of death. Look at the detail in this one.
The paint, Rolex themed. So much respect for the paint. It's cool how it has the face of the Rolex, and then the band comes around the backside.
Well, JC, I think we found a three-wheeler, but not the
This
one
is
that
not
you...
the 1922 Hazelwood Factory Works with the sidecar. It's a three-wheeler. Not necessarily the three-wheeler we're looking for, but we found a three-wheeler. I can't believe it. There's not one three-wheeler here this year.
This looks like Pee Wee Herman's bike from...
It does, right? Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Any guesses on the year?
Oh, probably got to be like 50s? 50...
You think this is 1950s?
Earlier?
Earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're watching the episode screaming. Leave a comment if you know the year, if you got it right, but I'll give it to you now. It's 1919.
Oh,
Harley
19.
Davidson.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm editing that part out.
Any guesses on the year?
That's a 1919, JC.
1966 Harley Davidson Captain America replica. Isn't there a Captain America movie coming out soon?
Yes.
Look at that. The timing is perfect of this whole thing. Well, I just want to say thank you for watching Car Shops and Collections as we wrap up here at Mecum Motorcycle Auctions. Wasn't a car, wasn't a shop, but it was a massive collection of motorcycles. A lot of people have been asking us to do motorcycle episodes, so there you go. We've got our motorcycle episode done. Maybe we'll do more in the future, but thank you for watching, and as always, you can subscribe right there.
If you want your car, shop, or collection featured on the show, then shoot us an email at carshopsandcollections@gmail.com. That's carshopsandcollections@gmail.com. And thanks for watching, and be sure and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes of Cars, Shops, and Collections. We're sneaking into Mecum Auctions because we don't have press credential. we are press.
Literally sneaking in.
We are, though, technically press here in Las Vegas. I was here earlier this week for CBS, and that gentleman actually let me in with no credentials, so I feel confident. Run!